We all know Confucius as the greatest Chinese philosopher of all time. But what you probably don't know is that his life wasn't just roses and rainbows. It was marked by devastating failure that would break most people. Picture this. Confucius had nearly achieved his dream. At 55, he was Minister of Justice in the state of Lu, implementing his vision of moral governance. And for a brief moment, it seemed like his ideals were becoming reality. But then, political intrigue struck. Rival states sent the Duke a gift of beautiful dancing girls as a calculated move to corrupt him. When the Duke became obsessed with these entertainments, abandoning his duties for days, Confucius watched everything he had worked so hard for crumble before his eyes. Heartbroken and seeing his life's work destroyed, he made the painful decision to leave his homeland. What followed wasn't just a setback. It was 13 years of wandering from state to state, seeking a ruler who would implement his teachings. During this exile, he faced poverty, hostility, and repeated rejection. There were moments when he and his disciples nearly starved, and times when they were threatened or attacked. Can you imagine? A 55-year-old man watching his dreams collapse, then spending over a decade as a political refugee before finally returning to Lu at 68 to compose the works that would make him immortal. Today, we're going to explore 21 powerful Eastern quotes when everything falls apart. Wisdom born from the deepest struggles of history's greatest minds, along with suggested action that you can apply them immediately. Number 1. Do you have the patience to wait until your mud settles and the water is clear? Trying to understand is like straining through muddy water. Have the patience to wait, be still, and allow the mud to settle. Lao Tzu. When everything feels chaotic, stop trying to think your way out. Let your mind settle first. I know it feels unbearable when your thoughts are racing and nothing makes sense anymore. The urge to fix everything immediately is overwhelming. But sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to simply stop and breathe. Put down your phone, close your eyes, and take 10 deep breaths without trying to solve anything. Number 2, it may seem difficult at first, but all things are difficult at first. Miyamoto Musashi. The feeling of being overwhelmed at the start of a new challenge is normal. Don't let it deter you. You're not weak for feeling intimidated by this mountain ahead of you. Every master, every expert, every successful person once stood exactly where you're standing now, feeling exactly what you're feeling. What to do now is remind yourself that this overwhelming feeling is temporary and completely normal for anyone starting something new. Number 3. A violent wind does not last for a whole morning. A sudden rain does not last for the whole day. Lao Tzu. This storm you're in right now, it's temporary. All difficult times pass. Right now, it might feel like this pain will never end, like you'll be trapped in this darkness forever. But even the worst storms in nature eventually exhaust themselves and give way to calm skies. What to do is setting a timer for 24 hours from now and remind yourself that you'll be in a different emotional state by then. Number 4, the past is gone. The future is not yet here. And if we do not go back to ourselves in the present moment, we cannot be in touch with life. Thich Nhat Hanh. Stop torturing yourself with past regrets or future fears. Right now is all you have. Your mind is a time machine, constantly dragging you backward into guilt or forward into anxiety, stealing you away from the only moment where peace is actually possible, right here, right now. The suggested action for this quote is naming 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear right now. Number 5, anxiety. The illness of our time comes primarily from our inability to dwell in the present moment. Thich Nhat Hanh. Your anxiety exists because your mind is everywhere except where you are right now. You're not broken for feeling anxious. You're just a human, living in a world that constantly pulls your attention in 1,000 different directions. But your peace is waiting for you in this simple moment. What to do is feeling your feet on the ground and focus on one simple task for the next 10 minutes. Number 6, give evil nothing to oppose and it will disappear by itself. Lao Tzu. Sometimes the best way to handle negativity is to not engage with it at all. It takes tremendous strength to walk away from a fight, especially when every fiber of your being wants to defend yourself. But sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. What to do for this quote is don't argue, don't defend, Don't respond to that toxic person or situation today. Number 7. If you realize that all things change, there is nothing you will try to hold on to. If you are not afraid of dying, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Lao Tzu. Accept that everything is temporary. This frees you from both attachment and fear. The thing you're desperately trying to control is slipping through your fingers like sand, and that's terrifying. But what if letting go isn't losing? What if it's the key to finding something even better? Let's learn this quote wisdom by writing down one thing you've been desperately trying to control and practice letting it go. Number 8. If a problem is fixable, if a situation is such that you can do something about it, then there is no need to worry. If it's not fixable, then there is no help in worrying. There is no benefit in worrying whatsoever. Dalai Lama. Divide your problems into 2 piles, fixable and unfixable. You will find that worry helps neither. You've been carrying the weight of problems that aren't even yours to solve, exhausting yourself over things completely outside your influence. It's time to put down what was never yours to carry. What to do now is making 2 lists on paper, can fix and cannot fix. Then choose one item from the first list to work on. Number 9. Remember that sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck. Dalai Lama. What feels like failure might be life protecting you from something worse. That door that slammed shut in your face. That opportunity that slipped away. It stings now, isn't it? But what if it was actually life's way of steering you towards something infinitely better? What to do now is thinking of one past disappointment that you're now grateful it didn't work out. Number 10. Suffering is not enough. Life is both dreadful and wonderful. How can I smile when I am filled with so much sorrow? It is natural you need to smile to your sorrow because you are more than your sorrow. Thich Nhat Hanh. Your pain is real, but it's not your entire identity. You are not just your sadness, not just your struggles, not just your darkest moments. You are also every laugh you've ever laughed, every kindness you've shown, every time you've been brave. You could practice this quote by looking in the mirror and smile gently at your pain, then name 3 things you're grateful for today. Number 11. When we meet real tragedy in life, we can react in 2 ways, either by losing hope and falling into self-destructive habits, or by using the challenge to find our inner strength. Dalai Lama. Every crisis is a fork in the road, destruction or growth. You get to choose. This moment of crisis feels like it's happening to you, but what if it's actually happening for you? To reveal strength you never knew you had, to teach you something you desperately needed to learn. Try to do this, asking yourself, how can this crisis make me stronger? And write down one answer. Number 12. The gentle overcomes the rigid. The slow overcomes the fast. The weak overcomes the strong. Lao Tzu. You don't need to be forceful or to be powerful. Sometimes yielding is the strongest move. You've been trying to muscle your way through this challenge, exhausting yourself with force and aggression. But what if the answer isn't to push harder? What if it's to flow around the obstacle like water? What to do is flipping your mindset. Instead of pushing harder, try the opposite approach. Be softer, slower, more patient with your current challenge. Number 13. When another person makes you suffer, it is because he suffers deeply within himself, and his suffering is spilling over. He does not need punishment. He needs help. Thich Nhat Hanh. Understanding others' pain can free you from taking their actions personally. That person who hurt you, who said those terrible things, they're fighting battles you can't see, carrying wounds that have nothing to do with you. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it might free you from the poison of taking it personally. What to do at the moment? Think of someone who hurt you recently and imagine what pain they might be carrying inside. Number 14. The more time you spend thinking about yourself, the more suffering you will experience. Dalai Lama. Your pain grows when you focus only on yourself. Look outward to find relief. When we're drowning in our own problems, the world shrinks down to just our pain. But sometimes, the fastest way out of that dark tunnel is to turn on a light for someone else. Practice this quote by doing one small act of kindness for someone else today, even if it's just sending an encouraging text. Number 15. Rotten wood cannot be carved. Confucius. Sometimes you can't fix what's broken. You need to start completely fresh. This quote is right on spot when you've been trying to repair something beyond your reach, though you know it will never be whole again. It's not giving up. It's wisdom to know when to plant new seeds instead of watering dead ones. What to do now is identify one thing in your life that's taking so much of your time, blood, and sweat. Then give yourself permission to walk away from it. Number 16. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. Musashi. If your current approach isn't working, try a different route. Flexibility is strength. Most people in tough situations usually believe there is only one way forward. But what if there are doors you haven't even noticed yet, paths you haven't considered? To practice this wisdom, brainstorm 3 completely different ways you could approach your biggest current challenge. Number 17. Failure is an opportunity. If you blame someone else, there is no end to the blame. Therefore, the master fulfills his own obligations and corrects his own mistakes. Lao Tzu. Stop pointing fingers. Take complete responsibility. This is where your power lies. It's so much easier to blame others for where you are right now, but blame is a prison that keeps you powerless. The moment you take full responsibility is the moment you reclaim your power to change everything. What to do now is writing down one mistake you made in this situation and one concrete way you'll handle it differently next time. Number 18. Give me a few more years so that I am studying at 50, and surely I may avoid major errors. Confucius. It's never too late to learn from your mistakes and start becoming wiser, even when you might feel like you're too old to change or you've missed your chance to become who you want to be. Wisdom has no expiration date, and growth is possible at any age. To apply this quote, choose one skill or piece of knowledge that could help your current situation and spend 30 minutes learning about it today. Number 19. Truth is not what you want it to be. It is what it is. And you must bend to its power or live a lie. Musashi. Face reality honestly, even when it hurts. This is the foundation of all wisdom. The truth you've been avoiding is sitting there waiting for you. And yes, it's going to hurt when you finally look at it. But living in denial hurts more, and the only way through is to face what is, not what you wish it could be. What to do now is writing down one harsh truth you've been avoiding about your situation, then sit with it for 5 minutes. Number 20. To be poor without murmuring is difficult. To be rich without being proud is easy. Confucius. Accepting hardship with grace is one of life's greatest challenges and achievements. Right now, you have every reason to complain, every justification to be bitter about what life has dealt you. But finding grace in the midst of difficulty is where true strength reveals itself. What you could do in hard time is practicing gratitude for one small thing you still have. Imagine those who even doesn't have it, which causes them more troubles than you do. Last quote. Number 21. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Confucius. You don't need to solve everything today. Just take the next smallest step forward. That mountain of problems in front of you looks impossible to move, and you're exhausted just thinking about it. But mountains are moved one stone at a time, and all you need to do right now is pick up the first small stone. Applying it into your life like this, before you do anything else, take one tiny action towards solving your problem, even if it's just making a phone call or writing one sentence. To wrap things up, right now you might feel like you're drowning in problems that are uniquely yours, impossibly complex, and utterly overwhelming. But the truth is, you're walking the same path that every wise person before you has walked. Your struggles aren't a detour from your growth. They are your growth. Don't just watch this video and forget about it. Pick one quote that hit you the hardest, try the action I suggested, and see what happens. I would love to find how you will write your story from now on. Comment below so I could follow your path. When Everything Falls Apart is the opening video of a series called Master Your Emotions, Wisdom Lessons from Top Asian Philosophers. The life lessons of those sages will eventually be yours. Give me a like and subscribe to get notified of new video. I am John from Asian Wisdoms. Goodbye and have a nice day.